I'm going to look at quadratic equations. A quadratic equation is anything with an x squared in it. There's a couple of different techniques that you need to know in how to solve them. And the first one we're going to look at is how you solve it by factorising. So I'm basically going to be running through a few examples from exercise 24.1. So the first one I have is x squared plus 3x plus 2 equals 0. Now, it's an easy factorising one. What multiplies to give 2 and adds to give 3. So 2 times 1 multiplies to give you 2, and 2 add 1 adds to give you 3. So factorise like that. When you have it factorised, you put each bracket equal to 0 and you solve it. So bring that 2 over to our side, it becomes minus 2, and bring that 1 over to our side, and it becomes minus 1. Another example, x squared minus 14x add 13 equals 0. So it's an easy factorising one. What multiplies to give 13 and adds to give minus 14. So it's x minus 13, x minus 1 equals 0. So that factorises x minus 13 equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0. And then bring that 13 over, x equals 13, and x equals 1. Next one I'm going to do, 3y squared minus 10y plus 3 equals 0. It's a harder one to factorise. So start off with your 3y and your y. Now what multiplies to give 3 is a 3 and a 1. Because it's a positive 3, either it's going to be a minus 3 and a minus 1, or a positive and a positive. Because I've got a minus in the middle, I'm going to go for the two minuses. Just check the outsides. Minus 9, take away 1, gives you minus 10. So that's me doing the outsides and then the inside. So outside is minus 9y, inside is minus 1y, giving you minus 10. So setting them equal to 0. So that is 3y minus 1 equals 0. So 3y equals 1, y equals a third. And putting this one equal to 0, y equals 3. Now I'm going to try another one of those. 12m squared plus 7m minus 12 equals 0. 12m squared is made up of a 12m and a 1m, or a 6m and a 2m, or a 3m and a 4m. I'll try the 3 and the 4. Now, 12 is made up of a 6 and a 2, a 12 and a 1, a 3 and a 4. I want to choose it so that my outsides and my insides give me 7. So if I have we look down here, if I put a 6 there and a 2 there, I would get an 8 and a 6. That doesn't work. If I put a 12 there, I would get a 36 and a 4. It doesn't work. If I put 12 there and 1 there, 48 and a 1. It doesn't work. If I put a 3 there and a 4 there, I get 16 and a 9. That would work. So put a 4 here and 3 there. So it's 16m minus 9m, which gives me 7m. Put each bracket equal to 0 and solve. So 4m equals 3, so m equals 3/4. And over on this side, 3m plus 4 equals 0. So 3m equals minus 4, so m equals minus 4 over 3. I'm going to do some more of these now. Just continue on with this. So the next example is 9x squared minus 1 equals 0. That's the difference of two squares. 3x minus 1, 3x add 1 equals 0. So you put that bracket equal to 0 and solve. So 3x equals 1, x equals a third. And you put this bracket equal to 0. 3x plus 1 equals 0, 3x equals minus 1, x equals minus 1 and a third. Another one, x squared minus 25 equals 0. Difference of two squares, x minus 5, x plus 5 equals 0. Put each bracket equal to 0, so x minus 5 equals 0, x plus 5 equals 0. Rearrange that, so x equals 5, and x equals minus 5. And we'll just keep going, a few more of those ones. A squared minus a quarter equals 0. Now that's the same as a half squared, so it's a difference of two squares. A minus a half, a plus a half equals 0. Split it up. A minus a half equals 0, so a equals a half, And over this side, a plus a half equals 0, so a equals minus a half. And another one. 10x squared minus 45x equals 0. First thing I notice about that, I can take the 5, I can divide by a common number there of 5, taking that out. 2x squared minus 9x equals 0. Now I can take an x out. So 2x minus 9 equals 0. So I have 5x equals 0, which means x is 0. Or I have 2x minus 9 equals 0. So 2x equals 9. So x equals 9 over 2. The next one. If I have 5y squared plus 5y equals 0. The common number there is a 5 and the common letter is a y. Bringing those out. So you've got 5y equals 0. Y equals 0 divided by 5, which is 0. And y plus 1 equals 0. So y equals minus 1. And another one. 2t squared minus 18 equals 0. Common number there is 2. Now I've got the difference of two squares. So t minus 3, t plus 3 equals 0. Put this bracket equal to 0. And put this bracket equal to 0. Now obviously I can't write 2 equal to 0 because that doesn't make any sense. Rearranging that, t equals 3 and t equals minus 3. Now sometimes in quadratics you have it written like this. X squared equals 5x minus 6. If you ever have a quadratic, everything must be on the one side. So I'm going to move everything over to the other side. That comes over to be a negative 5x, and that comes over to be a plus 6. That's an easy quadratic. What multiplies to give plus 6 and adds to give minus 5 is minus 3 and minus 2. Set each bracket equal to 0. So x minus 2 equals 0, and then rearrange. X equals 3, and x equals 2. Now here's another one. If you have x minus 2 squared equals 1, you will notice with all the quadratics, everything's on one side. So I have to bring that minus, or that 1 over to be a minus 1. You would need to square out that bracket before you start. So times it out. X squared minus 2x plus 4 minus 1. Is it minus 1 there? Tidying it up. X squared minus 4x add 3 equals 0. Now what multiplies to give 3 and adds to give minus 4? X minus 3 and x minus 1. So x minus 3 equals 0, x equals 3, and this side x minus 1 equals 0, x equals 1. I'll keep working with a few more of those ones. So try this one. X squared equals x. Everything must be on the one side, so bring that x over as a minus x. Factorize out your x, so it's x minus 1 equals 0. X equals 0 for the first one, and x minus 1 equals 0, so x equals 1. And a few more. If you had 3x plus 1, 2x minus 1 equals 4. You must bring that 4 over. So it will come over to be a negative 4. You have to multiply out these brackets to get it tidied up first of all. 6x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 1 minus 4 equals 0. Tidying that up, 6x squared minus 3x plus 2x is minus 1x. Minus 1, take away 4 is minus 5. Now that breaks up, we'll break it up into a 6x and an x. And we'll try a 5 and a 1. So if I have minus 6x, add 5x, I get my minus 1. And 5 times minus 1 gets me my minus 5. Put each bracket equal to 0. It's quite a difficult one, this one. 6x equals minus 5. X equals minus 5 over 6. And put this bracket equal to 0. X minus 1 equals 0. So x equals 1. And another one here. A over 5 minus 5a squared equals 0. Because I've got a fraction, I would multiply everything by 5 to get rid of that fraction. So that becomes a minus 25a squared. and 0 times 5 is just 0. Take out the common a, so you're left with 1 minus 25a equals 0. So you have a equals 0. You have 1 minus 25, a equals 0. So 1 equals 25a. So a equals 1 over 25. And 9n squared equals 25. Everything on one side. And that's now the difference of two squares. 3n minus 5, 3n plus 5 equals 0. Put each bracket equal to 0. 3n plus 5 equals 0. So 3n equals 5. So n equals 5 over 3 for that answer. 3n equals minus 5. n equals minus 5 over 3 for that answer.